Hi everyone. I just thought I'd make this video because there's been something on my mind and I thought I would post it. I'm wondering how many of you who don't believe in religion, and I'm not saying that I believe in religion because I'm neither here nor there, but those who are staunch atheists, those who really don't believe in religion at all, how many of you are actually wearing masks? How many of you believe in the COVID pandemic? The reason why I ask this is because one of the arguments many atheists make against those who are theists is that the ideology that they have, the things that they believe in, cannot be proven. There's no science behind them. And for those who are wearing the masks, who are staunch atheists, I ask, how many of you have actually done the science? How many have you read the science? How many of you have bothered to look into what it is that they are telling you about this pandemic? I suspect that not that many of you. And so I ask, so what's the difference between your criticism of those who are theists versus the criticism that you are believing in a narrative, in a story that you can't actually prove, that you don't have a foundation upon which to believe it. Now, some of you are saying, well, you know, there's a big difference between what I believe in a religion. And I ask, really, is it? Is there? Because I don't think there is. If you actually look at it closely, I think you realize that this COVID pandemic and religion are pretty much the same thing. And you're going to say, how is that possible? Well, ask yourself, for those who are believing in the measures, who are obeying the measures, what do you say to those who aren't? Do you criticize them? Those who aren't wearing the masks, those who aren't social distancing? Do you think that they are posing a risk to society? Just like many theists say, those who aren't believers are actually are damned to hell and are bringing society down. Are you willing to report those people just like they used to do in the witch hunts of Salem or in the Inquisition? Are these people being marginalized? Those who don't believe? Are they being ridiculed, censored? Sounds pretty familiar, doesn't it? So, and what else are they telling you? If you don't follow the mandates, what will happen to you? Oh, you'll get attacked by this invisible boogeyman. You'll get sick. You'll die. Well, that sounds kind of familiar. What happens if you don't believe in religion? Oh, you have to go to hell. It's all fear based. It's a fear based ideology. It's a fear based narrative. And many people who actually are believing in this pandemic, they're only listening to what the media tells them. They aren't actually doing the research, and they're believing what the media tells them, and they're following the dictates. Why? Out of fear. And for those who don't follow, oh, those are heretics. They're a risk to society. We have to report those people. We have to impose fines on them. Those that don't believe. Are we going to be throwing them in jail as well soon? That sounds rather familiar to religion, doesn't it? Isn't that what religious fanatics used to do back in Middle Ages? Very few people actually have the scientific background, have the scientific mind to be able to look at scientific research and determine whether the scientific research is actually valid, if the methodology used is robust. Very, very few people have that ability. So a lot of people who are believing in the narrative of the pandemic are doing the very same thing that people who go to church on Sundays are doing. And for those who say, okay, this can't be a global conspiracy, that's impossible, that's crazy talk. Really, is it? Ask yourself, is Catholicism established across the world? Is Islam established across the world? Buddhism, okay, maybe not across the world, but pretty extensive. And so if religious leaders can propagate their ideology and their beliefs across the world, why can't politicians, under the guise of medical religion, why is it so hard to believe? If we can do it with religion, why can't we do it with a secular idea like medical safety? People doctors and nurses go to church every Sunday under a belief that they can't prove, one belief that they can't prove. So why would they not go to their job and continue with their job in belief of another ideology that they can't prove? They do it for church. Why won't they do it for their jobs? So those who say that they are following the science and they're atheists and they don't believe in silly notions like religion, I pose to you that you are actually following a religion of your own, a medical religion. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll see that the analogy fits. Anyway, thanks. Ciao, guys.